Hello, thank you for tuning in to Start Me Up Business Walkthrough. I'm Lisa and I live in Christchurch, New Zealand. And what I'm doing for you here today and in the weeks forward is to talk to you about my journey on how to start a business and hopefully make it a successful one. So I look forward to you joining me each week on Sundays, should be the day that I'm going to put these onto YouTube, and I'll have a link also onto my website. So yeah, I just decided really to do this series because starting my own business, and I found, gosh, wow, with the internet, there's so much fantastic information out there on the internet. And it's like, wow, where do you start? What's information works, what information doesn't? Can you actually do it for free? Can you actually start up and create a successful business? Bootstrapping it. That's what I'm essentially doing. And the reason for putting my journey out there is because I've had businesses myself. I still do today, and unfortunately in 2017 I was made bankrupt. And that was a huge shock. That's something that, look, I will never get over properly, mainly because there is New Zealand, unfortunately for our great country that we have, has very severe issues in the financial sectors, banking industries, and the insolvency industries as well, which I'm just really sharing this story, as well as businesses, great as they are, if you fall into for hard times, get stuck with debt that you cannot manage, and wow, what happens if that goes wrong? And for me, sadly it did, and I'm just hoping that by sharing my journey to create a new and profitable business, that you'll maybe learn something from it. You might be able to say, hey, well, there's a way forward, there's a way out, and to have maybe a better life, a life that, and a business, that you can create and enjoy, and that you can do with cash. You don't need to. I see so many people struggle with debt. They just get into debt, and I found for me it's like a security blanket. You try and work out how you're going to achieve this goal, and then somebody comes and hands you free money, literally, and you go, wow, and without thinking, you just take it and you use it, and you don't stop to think, well, maybe I needed to do that differently, or maybe I needed to really think through my options, and learn from that process, and not rely on other people when there's things in my business I should be doing myself. So with all that said, I'll talk to you first just briefly about, obviously this is the first time I've done this video series like this, so I'm sorry about the lighting. It's no fancy video technologies in this. It's just a straightforward video that I'm doing from home, but I do hope that you'll get value from it. I will share my journey, and it literally is a walkthrough where each week I talk to you about what I'm doing to creating a business. I'm doing it sort of as a project, I guess, but I'll talk to you through what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and on a week-by-week basis, I'll bring these videos to you in a series of steps. So, and you can follow along. Because I think there's just not that information I found, for all the great information there is out there. As I say, a lot of it does cost a lot of money, and a lot of it, it's like, well, where do you go and what do you do? And I found, well, the easiest way was just to get information that I could, and then just apply it. It's just about taking action and applying, and doing what works. And what works is, although some of the principles do hold the same, it's you'll need to customize what you do to fit your own business. So with that in mind, I'd like to start first, yes, with a disclaimer. And that's, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor in any way, shape or form. I am a small business owner, and no, I have not made millions of dollars in business, nor am I likely to. But that is the point of this. This is just me, average, like everybody else who's average, except obviously I have the bankruptcy in with me that I'm working through at the moment as well. So it's going to be equally challenging because of the stigma that is associated with it. And I'm just so thankful that that others who I do know have supported me in that journey to, on my path to wellness and greatness. So, yeah, so with that in mind, you just, I guess it's deemed this video is for entertainment purposes. And so you just, it's my journey. So, and take out of it what you need to. And I do hope you enjoy it. And they'll be coming to you, videos will be coming to you each week, as I said. Now, they will be only about 5, 10, 15 minutes at the most in duration. That is because I just want to get really the core principles across to you of what I'm doing, all the results, so that you can take action on. Because I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of time, in front of information, and it's you watch an hour of something and you think, well, gee, I can actually sum the main points of that up in about like 5 minutes. So that's the point of doing it. Your time is precious, so is mine. So yeah, with that in mind, and the business that I'm going to be starting is a web development business. I also, as I said, even though I am bankrupt, I do have a company that I'm a shareholder of, All About Computers Limited, which is a computer repair business, and I'm doing a project really inside of that. But so it's not so while it's still a business, it's a project, so it will still have the same business principles applied to it, like getting your idea together. You're going to create a company out of it, or a business, and how are you going to get customers, and what about your budgets and your finances. So that same principle can still apply, and it will still apply to this. I'm just running it under that header because it's convenient really for me to do so, and then I can give you questions about that. If you want to decide that you yourself want to start a company, well, I can say, yeah, this is how I did mine, because there's different business structures that you can have depending on your situation, of course. So it's really important to get that the legal framework of your business structure set up correctly, and you want to do that in the first instance. And the other reason also, which is really important, that doesn't get mentioned a lot, even with the great information out there on businesses and startup and things, is business risk, financial risk. When you're starting a business or any business, and when it comes to money obviously being one of the most important things to keep your business going, is that you need to consider risk and what risk factors affect your business. So in this walkthrough, I'll be discussing the risk factors that are going to be relevant to my business, and that I'm hoping that you will pick up on some of those, and just even if you are aware of them, so you can not end up like me, because certainly if you do fall on hard times, there's a lot that may, even as you do now, years later can come back to haunt you, and I really hope that does not happen to you. So but business risk is something that really needs to be at the forefront of your business, whatever it is. It needs to have pride of place really as consideration as to risk, and also asset management. I remember reading a book, Donald Trump, love him or hate him, his book, Think Big and Kick Ass, mentioned in his first chapter that there are a lot of sharks out there. And what he meant by that was, once people know that you are making money from whatever source, whether it's through business or whatever, they'll be having people literally like vultures coming in and trying to take your money. And you've got to protect it. You have to know what your legal rights are in terms of, what do you actually own in terms of your real wealth, and, what your business assets, how are they held, and that's the importance too of thinking about your business structure, is how do you want to protect your business interests, from people like creditors and others who can come in and take over your business, but basically that's really important. So those two things you've got the law to deal with, you have taxes to pay, you need to think about business risk and asset protection and those things. And that's one of the reasons I'm bankrupt today, is because I did not give those 4 things pride of place. So let's hope that you'll follow along with this journey and you'll make some better decisions than I did. And I really hope that I look forward to you having huge success, because if we can share our knowledge and share what you learn with others so that they can be successful as well, because that really is our protection, is us gaining that knowledge so we can do for ourselves and we don't have to become dependent on a system that really is only looking out for itself. So with that in mind, we'll get started on for the first step, which will be the next video, and that's to talk about the business that I'm going to get started, as I mentioned, the web development company, and what I need to put in first in place, because it's probably not what you think. And it's talking about, for me, because I also work part-time as well. I still work in the chartered accounting industry, and I've been in that business for several years, which I run as I am self-employed in that industry, and I do it part-time. So I'm going to be creating this business around that and around those time constraints, so that'll be challenging as well. And just how do you get the income, especially if you are a low income earner, how do you actually build that business and get it going? So we'll talk a bit more about that, and we'll get started with step number 1, and I look forward to seeing you then. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or send me an email to lisacow@snap.net.nz. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in step 1. Bye for now. And if you would like to leave some comments, please do so below, or you can send me an email to lisa@debtfreeforlife.co.nz, and that email address is also down below in the description. So we'll look forward to seeing you for step number 1. Let's get your business preparation ready. See ya.